Give it up for Iann Yanes.
Thank you. Turn the light on, Sherry. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you everyone for coming. Alejandro, you're not doing me any favors saying Chistolas, that's a bad thing. And thank you, Jorge, for making me look underdressed. So, okay. Good night, everybody. How are you? I hope you're doing fine. Great. Have you ever tried to be funny in a language that is not your own? No, but I mean, I'm talking about the plan thing. Like you plan to be funny, like in a day, not like saying "excuse me" instead of "excuse me" or "tengo un hombre atrás" instead of "tengo un hambre atroz." Not like that. Have you tried to be funny? Well, if you remember that feeling, that is how I'm feeling today. So just think twice before throwing the tomatoes. Okay? Think twice. I swear I'm smart in Spanish. Maybe not. Especially when I try to, hack a language word by word, which is not a good idea, right? I remember I was in Paris with my wife, and, she speaks the language, the language of the babies. How do they fight, dude? It's like, they say love language, I say baby language. So she speaks it. She needed to go to the bathroom, so she left. I was bored, I'm thirsty, right? So then I decided, how hard could it be? I'm gonna order a glass of water. Or a bottle of water, whatever, right? Exactly. So then I asked my good friend, Google Translator, how do you say what in French? Oh. Yeah. And at that time there wasn't the function available of the pronunciation. I just saw E, A, U, something like that. Oh. I remember from the command, oh, the toilet, right? And then I asked, okay. So, and then I asked, how do you say one? And then, ooh. So then I walk up to the counter, and with the boldness that only ignorance can give you, I say to the lady, s'il vous plaît, maybe she thought I was having a stroke, something like that. She was like, And then she said, no, yo no compro pan, not bread. And then, it was actually humiliating. Sorry, my pronunciation is bad. Sorry. So, that happened. Not a good thing. The other thing I wanted to tell you about that, guys, is that my girlfriend left me. Dumped me. Sorry, dumped me. That's the correct, right, Bethany? Yes, that's the correct terminology. So my girlfriend dumped me. I had a girlfriend for 2 years, a serious one, and as soon as I talked to her about marriage, she left me. I swear to God. As soon as I told her I was married and had 2 kids, she left. Ungrateful woman, dude. I was her sugar daddy. Well, no money. Maybe more like a stevia daddy. Right? Low fat. For her, not for me. Okay, so thinking about it, I'm glad that she actually left because I was paying the tuition for her kid at school. She's an anti-vaxxer, so I wasn't expecting the little brat to live after 5 years. But there he is in middle school, dude. It's fucking expensive in this country. One time I had to take the little boy to the veterinary. Sorry. That's my dog. The pediatrician. And then, the doctor starts like, oh, we're gonna give some shots to this young guy. And I said, wait. We don't want autism right here. her mom is an anti-vaxxer, so what would you recommend? And then she says, don't get attached. I didn't listen to her. Well, maybe you guys are thinking, I mean, this is not, this is a very hard terminology for me to say, toxic masculinity, right? For the Spanish speaker, it's very hard, so we're gonna make it maybe an acronym, TM, or douchebag. Let's call it douchebag. Right? I don't know, douchebag. Okay, so, I mean, this is not a douchebaggy thing to do. Douchebag is, it's more like, how can I put it? Let's say, involuntary erection. Right? When you're 12, an involuntary erection makes you stay seated in places you don't want to be in, right? It's like, hey, Ian, come on, no, my legs are numb, I'm going to wait a little bit here, yes, okay? You're ashamed of that. But when you're 25, oh man, when you're 25, Irene, Lauren, somebody's thinking about you. That's douchebag. That's douchebag, right? You see the difference? I'm the 12-year-old. Okay, so the thing is that, when you're married and you have, is anybody married here? Yeah? Okay.
Go married. Go married.
Okay, after 10 years of marriage, maybe you will understand, maybe not. Well, after 10 years of marriage, you feel like you're less with your wife and more in her way. It's like
5 years ago.
it's like being, an airport waiting room chair, right? You're standing and you want to rest, but that chair is uncomfortable. That's the hustle. That's us. So that's why you feel like that way, and then you start doing stupid things and douchebaggy things, right? But then I remember my honeymoon, man. You remember your honeymoon? Yeah, we remember our honeymoon. I was in the hotel in the line, to get our key to the honeymoon suite, and then my wife approaches to me in confidence, and she says, "Baby, can you do anything for these people not to know that we're on our honeymoon?" She was embarrassed, like physically embarrassed. Maybe it was the t-shirt or the cup that says, "I'm gonna get some." But then maybe I went a little bit overboard. So this is my wife. I just married this woman. So I want to please her in every way possible, right? Yeah. First there, right? So then I go to the counter and I get my key, and I came up with the greatest idea. I yell out loud and I say, "Irene, 23rd floor, get the bags, see you upstairs." 20 years of marriage in less than 5 seconds. Not everything was bad. I forgot something about the douchebaggy thing. Yeah, I forgot something. Those dick pics that I was talking about? Apparently it's not happening too much or too frequently. According to studies, dick pic sending is dramatically decreasing, because apparently right now you can measure things with your camera phone, and we are so fragile. We don't want that to happen. Going back to my wife, and hey, what? Oh, what? Going back to my wife, I remember, the day that she moved in with me, right? I hope you remember that also, because that is the day that you found out. Hello! Awesome. I'm envy. So that's the day when she moved in with you. That's the day you remind yourself, or how was I alive until this woman came to me? You see, for example, I noticed that you're not supposed to do the laundry once a month, like I did. You're not supposed to wash the dishes once a week, like I did. right? So that made me doubt everything. I mean, I was thinking, am I doing the shower thingy okay? Am I showering correctly? Turns out not. Because you want to be ready, she's living with me now. I have to be ready every time for action because, naive, right? So I see this genitalia soap and I say, fuck, there is actually a soap for every part of the body. So I take that genitalia soap and, with the care that a little boy has, when he's learning to draw within the lines, right? I start because, I don't want to dig in the forehead, but nobody does, right? So I start washing, I say, okay, so I'm ready now, yes, okay, I'm doing the shower thing, right? And next day, it starts itching. Nobody notices it because it's not weird to see a man scratching his balls, on the street, right? But I do notice it because I know the difference. I know the difference between scratching my balls because they itch and scratching my balls because I'm a man and I can't. So, wait till the end. This is not a fun joke. This is a good joke. Feminist joke. So, I don't want to tell her anything because she's going to think that I'm cheating on her. And I'm not. I would have worn a condom, right? But I'm not. So, but the next week, it starts getting red. And I say, fuck. Is she the one that's cheating on me? But then I decide to tell her, not that I am using the soap, but that it is red and itchy. Because saying to her that I was using the soap would have been easy, and we don't like easy, right? That woman loved me so much, dude. She changed the laundry soap. She changed it. Didn't work. She started, hand washing my underwear with hot water and cold water. Didn't cut it either, right? It starts to peel. And then I say, maybe it's growing. She says, no, it's not. Suddenly, on a Sunday, we're, taking a shower together, like, romantic couple, and then I get the genitalia soap, and then I start doing, drawing within the lines, and she says, no, Ian, no! And I say, what happened? That's always for women only. And I say, oh, discrimination now? But then I started, I did some research and I found out that, Women Power Zone has, the atmosphere of Uranus or Mars. Something like that, hostile, right? And whatever product they do or they build to clean that area, it's going to destroy something that is more fragile. So think twice before saying that women is the weaker gender. Okay? Good night. Thank you for coming.